hectic.
Hello hectic 99ers, I am Theo from Westhuizen. I must admit, I'm a little bit obsessed with politics and well, many other things. I am the president of the Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament of South Africa of 2018, and this is my story. I am at Hoërskool Nelspruit's Cultural Centre, where my friends and I often get together to do our homework and many other activities. Let's go meet them. The Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament of South Africa is a project that the Department of Social Development started. And what the goal of this project is to get all the children of South Africa to be represented by youth leaders out of their respective provinces. And my main goal as president is to make sure that in every interview, in every speech, in every debate, I represent the goal and the feelings of the children of South Africa.
Theo is a very humble person, very caring person, and yeah, it's very outspoken and energetic. It's nice to be around Theo.
My hobbies, I love the outdoors. The outdoors are awesome. I love mountain climbing. I love helping people, reaching out in the community. I like chatting with my friends. Any activities, any new things. There's always something to learn. Just enjoying life, putting everything into everything.
Theo is very energetic. He's a very fun person, and he's a very good leader. He can talk to people very well, and yes, he's very. People follow him often, and yes.
A wise man once said, "Don't tell me what your priorities are. Show me where you spend your time, and I will tell you what your priorities are." What this means is that first of all, you as a person should get your priorities straight. And what this comes down to is what your worldview is, what your religion, what you see the world as. And if you put your worldview first and you follow your worldview with your whole heart, then your priorities will fall into line and you will spend time as you must.
Theo is a very caring person, and he has good values, and he's a good leader and someone to go to if you have a problem.
My biggest achievement was not that I was elected as president of the Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament, but rather in my election to this specific post. It was that everybody drew together as a whole, and there was 124 parliamentarians that participated in this voting session. And 120 of these 124 were African leaders from all over the country, from African cultures. And only 2 of this 124 parliamentarians was from the same race as I am. Which means that we as a youth does have the capability to overcome our diversity and form a unity.
Theo is a guy with integrity. He's a very hard-working person, and he's always there for me no matter what. One thing about Theo that nobody else knows is that he can throw a real hard punch, but he will never hurt a fly.
Before Dante reveals all of my secrets, let's go to Parliament.
Hectic. Hectic.
Welcome to the Mpumalanga Provincial Legislature building. Let's go meet the other parliamentarians from Mpumalanga.
A few words to describe myself would be hardworking and passionate, very passionate with what I do, which is community work.
I am proudly a product of Save the Children South Africa organization, and I'm one of the children who's sitting and engaging on their issues.
Basically, ngihlala nabantu abamnyama ngifunde lapho, so I'm actually ngijabulile ukuthi ngakwazi ukusikhuluma, and yeah.
Wow, my passions are the work that I currently do, just helping children of my community, volunteering at different organizations.
I am passionate about helping others, making everyone's life better every day.
My position at the Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament was the Sergeant in Arms. If I would tell you in Vernacular, the one who says "Sukumani nonke," that basically means all rise for the Speaker's processions in full.
I'm Elsinah Mhlongo. I'm the Provincial Manager of Office on the Rights of the Child, and I've been Provincial Manager for 12 years now in this office.
Mom Elsinah is more like our mentor, our mother far from home. So she's the one who helps us when we go during the trips. She's the one who preps us, and she's our guardian.
In a nutshell, one can say we are the helicopter that hovers above to see how our children being treated in Mpumalanga, because as a province, we are a province that nurtures its future. That is, children are central in what we do here as a province, and I play that role.
Some of the issues that we do face right now are the increased rates in teenage pregnancy. As a young person, we're really trying to find ourselves in this world. We're still a puzzle piece, trying to find where we fit in. And being a teen parent at that stage really does destroy our future, because as we are trying to find ourselves, having that responsibility for another person's life and being a teen parent can be really overwhelming.
The human rights issues that kids today are facing are issues like violence against children, unaccompanied minors, and education, issues that affect us on our daily lives.
The most important human rights issues that children are facing today are violence in schools, violence in the society, unequal distribution of quality education, safety and sanity in our communities, and I would also say facilities.
One that stands out for me is the right to education. But we do have a lot, like the right to name and nationality, the right to health care, the right to shelter, and even the right to freedom of speech. Because in most cases, children are not given the voice that they deserve. Children are not literally considered when discussing issues that basically affect them. Even in our local cases, children are just not given a voice.
I think as South Africa is a developing country, it is still in its puberty phase, and I think there are many challenges that the youth faces. A really big challenge is the diverse culture that South Africa lives in, and that we have to deal with. The children of South Africa need to make sure that they overcome cultural differences into uniting South Africa as a whole.
Don't look from the background that you come from. Look forward and to the person that you want to be. There are various organizations, forums, and different places where you can get bursaries, sponsorships, and whatever it is. It's just a matter of you excelling in what you do, believing in what you want to do, and being constant in what you want to do.
Education is the key to success, but on top of that, you may not be that person who is academically gifted. Focus on what you are best in and produce the best of your ability in everything that you do.
Stay tuned, Hectic 99ers. After this, we are going to have a serious debate.
Hectic. Hectic.
During the 7th National Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament of 2017, one of the main activities that we had to do was to compile a list of the challenges that we as the youth of South Africa are facing today. We chose a few of these issues and are going to debate on it right now. Let's go. Right guys, the committee we're going to open with is harmful cultural practices and forced marriages. That would be Portfolio Commission number 5, and the main issue is Ubuntu. I think it is important for us as the youth to debate on these matters because, first of all, it's challenges that directly face us. And we need to develop a sense of responsibility because we are the future of South Africa.
Society, we all need to be feminists. We all need to believe in female power. We all need to empower our young girls. And we all need to shine a light that even as a girl, you could achieve as much as a guy can.
At the Nelson Mandela Children's Parliament, we discuss issues that directly face South African children. And we are all representatives of the 18.6 million children of South Africa. So we discuss violence amongst children, initiation practices that negatively affect children, and we basically fight for our rights as children.
We should use the power that we already have in our hands. If, for example, you know of a friend that is being abused, it's not okay to comfort her, him, or whatever, and say that, okay, this is what you should do and whatnot. Encourage people to report a problem. As much as we want to find solutions to the problems, we also need to be our brothers and sisters keepers. We already have the power in our hands as we are sitting here. We are the voice of children that are at home and listening, and so on. So I feel that on that basis, since we do have the power in our hands that some children do not, we need to encourage them.
The word politics shouldn't be like the spy in the sky. Wherever you can participate or have an influence, that's a perfect cornerstone to start with. Helping your community, start getting your community together, help the poor, help in different youth forums, participate and lift your voice.
I think every police station should have a youth desk that only deals with matters of the youth. Be it entertainment, be it reporting these cases, be it the community safety. Every police station should have a youth desk that deals mostly with the issues of young people.
The solution we're going to conclude with is that there should be an office specifically caring for issues of the youth in police departments, and if I may add, in the provincial governments as well. Do we all agree on that? Right, let's then move on to our last committee, that would be education. That's committee number 8. Education is the most powerful weapon that one can use to change the world. If I'm not mistaken, Nelson Mandela said that. Education is not just sitting on a desk at school with a textbook in front of you. Encountering our talents is education. Specifically on the issue of talent development and not just mainstream education. How can we individualize education so that everybody is reached?
You cannot judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. Once you nurture a talent and you can create something bigger than what it already is.
The society at large here, it brings me back to the point that society should be helping itself here, not expecting the government to do everything for us.
And how should we do that? Through awareness?
Through awareness, through meaningful participation as a community. And I think we should mention more the fact of a harmonious society, so to say, a society that is more aware of the things happening in and around it.
The youth has a tremendous voice in politics and the South African environment. That's why many parties focus on their youth leagues to develop the youth.
The standards for passing are constantly being lowered. If you can pass mathematics with 30%, how are you going to get to varsity and expect to get these high marks or to continue with your varsity life and actually finish? And I think that we need to review the policies that are being set for the standards of passing in order for that transition from basic education to higher education to be a bit smoother, so to say.
I think the passion and enthusiasm we put in as the youth will set the standard for the future.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you everybody for your time, all honorable members. We concluded successfully. We are the future of South Africa. Honorable Mlungisi.
One rep, high five, Bluetooth.
Okay, thank you for your time. If we implement these ideas that we share today, we will change lives and we will change South Africa. We as the Mpumalanga Parliamentarians had a very effective debate today, and during our debate we discussed the following issues: harmful cultural practices and forced marriages, also known as ugutwala, unaccompanied, separated and migrant children, children with disabilities, violence against children and education. It is our goal as the South African Children Parliament to find solutions to all of these challenges as we did today, and now we are going to implement them. Thank you for joining us today, and remember, we the children are the future of South Africa.
Envisioning the South Africa we want to live in and celebrating 100 years of Tata Madiba's vision. Hectic Nana!